All right, let me go to the fourth potential BHAG that you might want to consider. I'm going to go a different direction with this one. Become a master dentist as defined by Dr. L.D. Pankey's Mastery Ladder. We all know the name Dr. L.D. Pankey made a tremendous difference in my life and continues posthumously to make a difference in my life. I'm privileged to be part of the faculty at the Pankey Institute and absolutely love everything they do. Well, Dr. Pankey observed that dentists will end up achieving different levels of clinical achievement in their career. And he observed this over time, and he developed what he called, or he wrote about what he called a ladder of achievement clinically. At the very top rung of the ladder, the very top pinnacle, 2% of dentists in the world would achieve master dentist status. Well, what does that mean? Master dentist would mean that you can provide a full range of treatment and do all of it at a very high level of quality. You can provide that care, you can teach about that care, you can write about that care, you can mentor others to achieve that. It's a very elite status. Let me name some people that I think meet that definition today. Dr. Leanne Brady, our director and CEO at the Pankey Institute. I would absolutely say Lee is a master dentist. The late Dr. Pete Dawson, I would consider Pete Dawson a master dentist. I would consider Dr. Frank Spear an absolute master dentist. Dr. Gordon Christensen, a master dentist. Dr. John Coyce, another master dentist. Dr. David Hornbrook, absolutely. Dr. Mark Montgomery. There's many others. I don't mean to exclude anyone, but these are the ones that I think of as absolute, master dentists. Only 2% will achieve that. Right below that, the next rung below that was 8% of dentists would achieve the next level, and he called that highly adept. These were very talented dentists, but not quite at the level of mastery yet. They were working towards mastery, but not quite there. By the way, either one of those levels, the master dentist or the highly adept, I think any of us would be happy to sit in their chair as a patient, knowing whatever they would do for us would be done very, very well. Now, below that rung was a third rung, and that's 36% of dentists. He called students. Now, he doesn't mean students in the sense of dental students. He meant students aspiring to become highly adept, dentists aspiring to become highly adept or master dentists. And then finally, there's the bottom rung where 54% of dentists reside, and they're indifferent, which means they don't care. And that's none of you, because you wouldn't be listening to a podcast on your own time if you didn't care. But the question is, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Where are you on that ladder? Where do you want to be? And I would hope that all of you want to become a master dentist. So maybe 2024 is where you start to take massive steps towards that. Maybe you make a commitment to a credential. Maybe you decide you want to be accredited by the AACD, or maybe earn a fellowship in an implant society, or maybe earn a master fellowship in the AGD. But follow your heart, follow the stuff that really gets you excited about doing, and make a commitment in 2024 to take strides to become a master dentist. All right, number 5. Maybe this BHAG would light a fire under you. Make 2024 the year you get serious about diagnosing and treating perio in your practice through conservative periodontal therapy. Periodontal disease is an epidemic in the U.S. It's an epidemic in the world. And we now know that if they have an infection in their gums, it's not just in that one spot. It's not just in their mouth. It's the pathogenic bacteria is circulating in their circulatory system, leading to an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, among women, early term birth, certain cancers, in particular oral squamous cell, and also pancreatic cancer. We know there's a possible link to Alzheimer's disease, dementia, fertility issues. It's time to get serious about diagnosing and treating perio disease. And you can actually measure that, by the way. And this statistic comes from Dr. Rella Christensen. Rella Christensen is Gordon Christensen's wife, but she's much more than that. She's been a hygienist for over 45 years. She has founded 3 hygiene schools. She directs all the research at clinicians' research. She also has a PhD in microbiology. Rella benchmarked that by saying that a healthy practice would have 30% of their adults on any given time period being treated with conservative periodontal therapy codes. So now you have a way to measure that. So maybe 2024 is the year to get serious about diagnosing and treating perio. And finally, as a potential BHAG for 2024, again, I'm going to go in a different direction on this one, but maybe it's a really important one. Make 2024 the year you achieve an effective work-life balance. The reason I'm so passionate about that is for much of my career, I did not have an effective work-life balance. Did not, by choice. I can't really blame my boss. Well, I could blame my boss, but I started my own consulting firm in 1989. So if I blame my boss, I started in 1980, so I could blame my boss for those first 9 years. But after that, I'd be blaming myself. And I always had an excuse why now wasn't the right time. Why now wasn't the right time. And let me tell you what happened. Well, it isn't what happened. However, it's what felt like happened to me. I felt like our youngest daughter was born. We have 4 adult children, 3 daughters and a son. And I felt like our youngest daughter was born. I felt like I blinked my eyes. And next thing I know, I was driving her off to college. And I'll tell you, as I was driving back home, it was an awakening for me. We're now empty nesters. Next chapter in our life. And I had regrets about not developing a work-life balance sooner. And I took very specific steps, said, I'm not going to make excuses anymore. Now is the time I'm going to work on achievement. And it's only been the last handful of years that I've had any semblance of work-life balance. While I can't go back and redo my regrets on that, I can help you achieve an effective work-life balance. So maybe 2024 is the year you achieve an effective work-life balance. Now, let me give you something specific to do with that one. And specifically, what I'd like you to do is answer the question, how would you spend your time if you had effective work-life balance? How would you spend your time? What would you do? If you can't answer that question, I'm going to politely suggest you don't have the motivation to achieve it. If you don't know, I don't know what I'd do. Then guess what? It's probably not going to be something you're going to work after to achieve. So answer the question, how would you spend your time if you had effective work? If you can answer those questions, maybe you have all kinds of hobbies and interests and causes and things you'd love to do, then man, that's a big leap forward. And now go figure out how to create work-life balance. Well, there's 6 potential BHAGs for 2024. Let me rattle them off in summary here. I'll number them, but they aren't numbered in importance. You can choose them any order you like. Number 1, reduce your insurance dependence. Number 2, grow by at least 10% in collections in 2024. Number 3, rank for at least 100 keywords and phrases on page 1 of a Google search when someone in your community is looking for a dentist. Number 4, become a master dentist as defined by Dr. L.D. Pankey's Mastery Ladder. Number 5, get serious about diagnosing and treating periodontal disease. It's an epidemic. It's time we got serious about that. And number 6, make 2024 the year you achieve an effective work-life balance.